looks good. I like to put it that way.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy Metahuman Macaluco, and today we're with the D&D princess herself, the Alchmst. Alchemist, tell us the world about yourself.
I won't tell you my age, but I'm born and raised in Broward County.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Pompano Beach,
Yes.
Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah. Pompano.
Sick.
Yeah. You know, Kodak. I'm musically versatile as fuck in my opinion. I like to do lots of random hobbies that generally don't go anywhere. Like play at clubs all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you not only mix, but you also produce music as well.
Well, I recently started producing.
Okay.
But I've had a lot of assistance from other people. So it hasn't really been in like an EDM type of vibe,
Okay.
but more of like an ethereal rap deal. There's a couple of like shoddy rap songs that I might be featured in from this rapper named Young Heartbeat, but
Is it kind of like a Travis Scott, Young Lean type of thing, where it's kind of like cloudy?
no, it's like Fat Gucci.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
So what got you into D&D specifically when you mix?
So I've been going to like electronic music events since 15.
Okay.
I'm 32, and yeah. So I lied, but yeah. So I started going to raves in high school, and I just remember going to like my first one, and everybody was like upstairs in like this trance room, and I was like mid. And then I went into like this other room, and it was like happy hardcore, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, like whatever. And then I went downstairs, and like there was this guy rapping, and then like this like.
So you made the
spacey-
connection with that guy immediately.
It was Jumanji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I still haven't met Jumanji yet. I don't think I've seen a set from him.
Yeah. I booked him like 2 weeks ago at Pop Ups.
See, it's been a while since I've been to pub dubs. I need to actually go. A lot of people are actually mad that I've been kind of absent. But it's like, brother, I have a life.
You can come tomorrow, but I'm playing The Last Hollywood on Saturday.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. I'll try to show up for either or. Tomorrow I might be up at the dispensary up in Lantana.
Oh, you're fine. Let's go Saturday in Hollywood. I mean, I'll be playing house music, but drum and bass is something that I've always listened to. Growing up, like, I didn't have, my dad wasn't in my life, but I did grow up in a household with, like, a very young mother and a young uncle. So, like, my mom listened to, like, Uncle Luke and, like, Trina and the 69 Boys, and my uncle listened to, like, Limp Bizkit, Korn,
So all that was a huge influence on you.
Absolutely. So, like, when I heard drum and bass, I was like, yo, this is, like, I gotta go. Super lit.
Understandable. So as far as house music, D&D, do you dabble in anything else? Have you made any collabs yet? Working around that?
I did like I
It's okay. Collect your thoughts.
sorry. I actually did like a back-to-back mix with an artist named Marquis a couple months ago, or rather a couple weeks ago. He usually plays with this like squad called like All Your Bass. They do like a D&D night once a month at 10th level.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't particularly. Well, there's Juno that I go back to back with live.
Love you know.
Yeah, we love Juno. Shout out to my dog. But aside from that, no, I'm pretty independent with everything that I do by myself.
Okay, I got you. Outside of your musical endeavors, do you have any other? Well, I mean, you already said it earlier. Is there any other creative art projects that you're getting yourself involved in? Because I mean, I already am rocking this Alchmst bracelet as it is.
Luckily, shout out to my friends for being creatives. My friend actually designed this for me. I had like the concept and she just brought it to life.
Okay.
What else do I do for fun? I write a lot. I go kayaking. I talk shit on the internet. I troll people.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Just like me.
I listen to a lot of rap music. As far as creative, I think it's a really difficult question to just like ask somebody because it's I'm like always constantly just like
doing something.
Just doing random shit. Like I can't. It could be something different every week. Like I got an LLC last year, and I was like, I'm gonna create this elaborate like EDM accessory line, and like I don't know if you've seen like the flame glasses going around at dubz. Those are mine that I've just been giving away for free.
Why? How come you never asked to be a vendor? Because I mean, there's a lot of randos that don't even perform at dubz, and they they get tables and what have you.
I could, but like I just don't feel like that would fulfill me. I wanted, like at the time, I just really wasn't thinking. The big thing about growing up is you start to learn to like slow down and think for the future rather than, you know.
No, I mean you're not wrong, but I mean still, like it's still an opportunity to, because I mean you're already a main staple of dubz as it is. Like when people see the flyers and they see Alchmst, they're already gonna slide as it is. So wouldn't it make sense to like have a table at least one of those nights? I mean, you're about to leave soon, but
well, so the whole thing about dubz and like what the goal is for Renzo to represent, and like all of the regulars that represent, is like the underground music scene.
right.
So you know the underdogs and whatever you want to call it.
Sorry about that. Apologies.
You're good.
Love the outfits.
Good night, Gavin. Happy birthday, buddy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
So the main thing about dubz is like the goal is to maintain that underground vibe. You don't find it, and if you do find it in like South Florida, it's gonna be sporadic. It's gonna be temporary. It's gonna be intermittent. It's probably gonna be one time. So as far as like vending or like when I give shit away, it's not about more so like a profit. It's all about exposure. You know, like if I give you that bracelet, you know, you can go give it to someone else and they're gonna be like, who's Alchmst? And then it just kind of trails along. Or if I gave somebody a pair of like these, you know, funky ass sunglasses and like they go to a festival and they rock them, they're like, yo, this cool ass drum and bass artist gave them to me. Or like I got them at dubz for free, like, and I had a lot of fun that night. And it's like, I feel like down here, there's a lot of people that are more about profiting than they are like about enjoyment.
About bringing the community together.
Yeah, like you know, and that's primarily why I've stuck around with, you know, playing for Renzo and doing dubz, just because that's kind of where I'm at as well.
I got you. Well, honestly, that is actually one of the most valid things I've heard, because there's not a lot of people who actually follow through with that mindset. And you know, I do have to, you know, give the people who do it for profit, what's the word? Leniency, only because, you know, South Florida is expensive. And, you know, they're trying to, you know, bring that community, but also provide for themselves at the same time. But I am still happy that you represent a community that just is all about the inclusion and having everyone come and check out the underground.
Yeah, I mean, well, like, so when I say that, I feel like in my head, what works out for me is like I can go to Space for free. I can go to Dare for free. I don't have to worry about buying drinks that often when it comes to seeing like bigger artists. So it's not necessarily all about like, I mean, if people want to do it for profit, that's cool, but like I'd rather do like my minimal giveaway exposure and just being a friendly person and being who I am and having that like vibe with somebody in that type of environment where it makes me happy. Like,
right.
South Florida's stressful, quite miserable, honestly. You fight for your life every day here. So it's just, if I can do one day a week where I have a couple of hours where I don't have to worry about bullshit and my friends don't have to worry about bullshit, or if the nervous person in the corner doesn't want to talk to somebody and, you know, me giving them a sticker can like make their night, then, and they become social and they want to talk to people and then they come back and that expands their mindset, fuck it, like.
Oh yeah. Now I got a random question for you. How did you meet Arson? 4700 fans.
We haven't met in person yet.
You haven't met in person?
We're just internet friends.
I finally got to meet him for the first time not too long ago.
I saw. How was that?
It was actually phenomenal. That whole show was great. I got to meet him. I got to meet his boy Sal.
Sal, yeah.
And I also got to meet Neff.
I don't think I've met Neff.
Neff is fucking hilarious.
I've heard that they're super dope in person. I think like they live in like Port St. Lucie or something.
They're there. If they're not there, they're in Fort Pierce most of the time. So I was kind of happy to catch them in Lake Worth.
Yeah.
But you know, it wouldn't have mattered either way because they've been doing shows in Miami for a while now too.
Yeah, they have. With one of my friends, I forgot her name. Oops. But I'm so sorry. I've never done this before.
It's okay. I'm actually happy that you came onto the platform to talk about yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. But with that in mind, do you have any other future plans or endeavors?
So I'm going to be moving to Central Florida very soon. The dubz crew is quite aware. There has been discussion of expanding some of those artists and coming to Orlando.
Okay.
I've been speaking with a couple of people on Discord recently about performing at a skate park in Orlando, amongst like some places like in downtown in the Milk District. But I feel like in Orlando it would be, I mean, I definitely want to bring drum and bass because there's absolutely none. There's
None in Orlando.
There's like one weekly event that I know of. There's a crew called Tour D&B, but they are based out of Orlando since like the 90s, but now they primarily do shows in Tampa. So I would rather I want to do something like once a month, but I do also want to like aim more towards like the house area, and like I've been primarily playing D&D for 4 years, so
I feel it.
yeah.
My speaking of Tampa, what have you performed at TK Lounge or whatever it's called?
I haven't performed there yet, but there's an artist called Fitz, and he is trying to get me to play there. So,
Well, I mean, you should, because he's already got what's his name, Pastel Beach to show up every now and then.
yeah,
Shout out Giovanni.
yeah. So it's also like I have like crippling anxiety.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, and it's just I think like, how do I put it?
Collect your thoughts.
It's just
We're in a
really,
rush.
it's challenging when I mean, there can be people that can disagree with what I have to say, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but like, as a female DJ, it's not easy. And then on top of it, as a local, non-produced, not fully producing by themselves artist, it's challenging when you're completely independent and you don't even have a manager. It's challenging. Everything I pay for is out of pocket. Like,
Trust me, I know the feeling. I literally manage my own YouTube. I do everything else, so I understand where you're coming from with that, and I can understand. I can see where that challenge comes in, especially when you're paying out of pocket for the stickers, the merch, the glasses as well. That sounds expensive.
yeah, but I like think back on times where I got those things when I was younger, or when I was not sure of like certain things. You know, people are on the fence of like, all right, let's be real for a minute. Drum and bass has been a very slowly like coming into the United States. I mean, it's kind of been here, but it's more so like this volcano deal. Like, you see like,
Where it's dormant and then it's slowly erupting.
yeah, and it's like I feel like along with you know, the worship crew like Subfocus, 1991, Dimension, and they're coming to America more often. You have D&B All-Stars from the UK coming to the United States. You have Jungle Bells in Atlanta in December. It's slowly starting to become a bigger movement more consistently, and I think like my benefit is I've kind of been doing this like, this has been my thing. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody likes personally, but my goal is to get everybody into D&B because it's an awesome genre of music. and like
Well, see, I admire that mindset because, you know, there's a lot of people who have a preferred genre, but they play a different genre just to appease the crowd. Whereas you're playing your favorite genre and you're kind of showing the world what this genre is all about,
yeah.
which is admirable in so many aspects. And, you know, not a lot of artists or DJs do that to begin with.
I agree. Even like so when I started DJing, I'm self-taught. So
Okay.
yeah, I taught myself how to DJ. I bought a Pioneer RX2, and it was during COVID, and I was like, I need something to do, because they were doing like these warehouse raves. They were doing like renegade events at like Ginny Springs, and I was just like, I'd rather stay home. And it's kind of just been something that was always on my mind. Like music has always been a very major influence on me. So as it started to go along, I was like, wow, this is extremely difficult.
Right.
I'm terrible at math. So I did acid house, I did techno, and I was like, this is too fucking easy. These songs are like 9 minutes long. And then I did rhythm, and it was too fucking easy. So then I was like, I'm going back to drum and bass. And honestly, you just have to continue to work on your craft until you master it. And it's like, that's just a part of who I am. That's literally always been a part of who I was, even before I started to DJ. So, you know, now that like I'm gaining momentum and a lot more exposure, it's become more of like, it makes me happy when people are like, oh my god, I fucking hated this music before, but like you showed me it's actually good. And I'm like, you know, like
That's the way it always ends up being, dude. Every
Yeah.
single time. With that also being said, sheesh,
I should have written a list.
I should have. I know. I did the same for Rojo and I did the same for Anthony. But at the same time, you know, I'm glad to still have this conversation with you regardless.
Yeah, I'm excited to move to Orlando. I'm definitely gonna miss being here.
Oh, for sure.
I'm gonna miss pub dubs, for sure. Big sound, small room, gang. But at the same time, like, the people need me, and I gotta give them what they need.
Especially in O-Town where there's a lack of D&D. Oh,
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, so I've been speaking with my friends, and I have friends who have been DJing at home, friends who have been working on producing at home, people that have just been too nervous to even showcase like their electronic skills. Like I have friends that are in hardcore bands, that have been in metal bands, and they've vouched, you know, they've ventured more into like the producing realm of like house music or whatever, trance, and
The Skrillex origin story every single time.
yeah. Well,
I know. Listen, I know he's a different genre, but
it's not. But no, but it is the case with a lot of people. But like, you can see like pictures of me in high school wearing like new metal shirts, and I have candy on. Like I've always been going to like hardcore shows or like rock shows or alternative shows of that type, or like rap shows, and then I was still going to raves at like 15, 16, 17 years old. Like that is, I just love music, you know, and I don't think that anyone should be, you know, I mean, there are people that do, and that's cool, whatever, you know, fits you and you're comfortable with, but like I don't feel like with this big fucking world that like I need to be confined to one
genre.
thing. Yeah, like
One culture.
yeah, literally one fucking culture. And it's like, no, like I have been to Rolling Loud, I've been to EDC, like I go to underground events, like I go to hardcore festivals, like I go to hardcore shows, like I do every metal shows, like I don't care.
What were your favorite hardcore festivals?
There's a festival called FYA. It started in Orlando about 10 or 11 years ago. So I went to the second FYA. That was my first one. I went to like 5 of them.
Okay.
The 2025 is going to be their 10th year. But they performed at a highlight stadium. And I don't know if you're familiar with this band called Code Orange Kids, but
I've heard of Code Orange, is not Code Orange Kids.
they used to go by Code Orange Kids, and they played at this like highlight stadium. And I'm not sure if you're aware of what highlight is.
The sport?
Yes. So it's like you have this long ass fucking arena, and then it's like all these people, and then like all the way at the end, like there's just like 2 long merch tables, and I was just, like, I walk in there and I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, whatever. Then they started throwing them in Tampa. But another festival that I really liked, it was one that I had been wanting to go to, but I just never did. But I did go with my best friend to the last one. It was called Back to School Jam. I broke my finger there, and it's like forever messed up. Yeah, and then I got to go to like this one in LA called Sound and Fury. That was really dope because it was like, you ever seen Phantom of the Opera?
I have.
So, you know, like the whole theater vibe?
Yes.
Yeah, there's like fucking hardcore punk music, like in a theater with like the red robes like falling down. It was so elegant.
That's
Spiral
insane.
staircases.
Thank you.
Super crazy.
So I can only fathom what the mosh pit would look like at those venues, especially the first one, the highlighter, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why they did that. I don't know. So the first FYA they did, it was at like a club. It was at a venue that regularly threw metal and like hardcore and rap shows, like whatever show, you know? It was like, to compare, it could be like Culture Room.
Right.
So I remember one of my friends did go to the first one, and there's a hardcore band called Nails, and he told me that I think Nails was like the second or third band of the day, and I think the shit started at like 2 p.m. and he said that he got punched in the face and
At 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
probably, and he was like, he told everybody he was leaving, and he just like left, and he blacked out, and then he woke up and his nose was like covered in blood.
Oh my god.
Yeah, hardcore baby.
That's extremely
Yeah.
hardcore.
I luckily haven't had that problem, so yeah, I don't really like to fight at shows, so.
Well, I mean, a lot of people have this misconception of moshing and fighting. Like, if you're fighting
Oh,
at
yeah.
the show, there's something obviously wrong with you. If you're moshing, it's just,
Or they used to say like no clit in the pit. That was cool.
that was funny.
That was fun. Yeah, my first actual show was like local. I don't even think it wasn't local, but it was like my first like alternative show
Like the one that you went to or the one you performed at?
that I went to
Okay.
was Bleeding Through and Him at
Oh my
Revolution.
god, him. What a throwback.
And then like I saw August Burns Red when they came out with like the album Messengers, I think it's called, with like the candle.
I'll look that up and throw the album onto the video.
Yeah, no, Messengers is an amazing album. It's a big influence. But yeah, that was it, and it was very aggressive. At first, it definitely derived me from wanting to go to these concerts. I was like, wow, these people are fucking mean. And you know, eventually, I quit caring about other people, and
Other people's opinions
yeah,
about you.
I did stay away from the pit though,
Okay.
because I just started fighting people. Yeah.
I
I don't
mean-
fight people now, but it's just. Can we cut that out?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not an issue.
Yeah. So, it's been a wild ride, and I think that like a lot of people look at me and they just see like one specific image, and it's like it's so much more than that. Like, it's way beyond that.
Well, I mean, a lot of people don't seem to realize is that we humans are intrinsically unique in our own ways, and you know, everyone tries to subject us to, like you said earlier, that one culture, but it's like we have a vast array of different interests, and it's really not fair, you know, to just kind of like subjugate ourselves to that one said culture,
Right.
you know, whether it's music or anything else.
Yeah, lifestyle for sure. Like my dad's a minister, but like I don't believe in Christ. You know, I like.
No judgment.
Yeah, I mean he's cool, but everyone's different. To each their own, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's really like what I'm trying to do lately. Is just when I get to Orlando, I want to hit the ground running. I've been talking to. I lived in Orlando for like 8 years, so I have a lot of friends in the EDM community. I have a lot of friends in the hardcore community. I have a lot of friends in the metal community. So I'm not really concerned more so about like what is going to happen. It's just more so I want to make sure that it's done properly.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I want it to be able to be something that appeals to everybody.
And people feel safe.
Right. That's always important.
Oh yeah. Cheers to that.
Period.
Before I wrap this interview up, is there anything you want to say to the boys and girls of the underworld?
Don't be like me. If there's anything that I have to say to somebody that's like in the underground or in the underworld, don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid to consistently maintain what you're doing. Don't give a fuck what anyone has to say or how they act towards you. As long as you know what you want and what your goal is, then nothing else really matters. You know, you'll find the tribe that vibes with you.
Oh, for sure.
And I think for a long time, like, I had this, like, fucked up mentality. Like, I've known someone for an X amount of time. People grow and change. So, you know, just stay true to yourself and don't give up and just be clever with how you network.
Honestly, I like that a lot.
Thank you.
For
Appreciate
sure.
it.
Anyways, folks, I hate to wrap everything so shortly, but I came a little ill prepared, but I think we got everything we needed to know. Hopefully we can catch you on Saturday. But other than that, thank you everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
For sure.